Number 15, a sophomore, Hayden Faber. Wearing number 32, a senior, Peter John Bennett. Wearing number 35, a junior, Tanner Kirchhoff. And wearing number 74, a sophomore, Taylor Rouse. The Buckaroos are coached by Matt Eikenberry and Dennis Sipe. And now, for your Meeteetse Longhorns. A junior, weighing in at 140, number 5, Alex Poole. A 152-pound senior, wearing number 12, Seth Bennett. A 153-pound senior, wearing number 22, Zach Bragg. A 147-pound sophomore, wearing number 30, Carter Johnson. A 185-pound sophomore, wearing 77, Sean Shepperson. And rounding out the lineup, a 157-pound senior, wearing 81, Jasper Smith. Your Longhorn coaches, assistant Dale Query and Jim Barrick, and your head coach, Mr. Matt Jensen.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We're here, field side, Meeteetse, Wyoming. Quarterfinal action, 6-man playoffs. We have the visiting Kaycee Buckaroos coming into town to face number 1 ranked team in the state, Meeteetse Longhorns. The coin has been tossed. Flip, chose, decided. It looks like your Longhorns will be receiving. That makes Kaycee kicking here to start off the action. Seth Bennett is back deep to receive the kick. He's been dangerous all season. Many teams choosing not even to kick to him. Let's see what the Buckaroos choose to do here early on. And they will kick to him. Fielded by Bennett. Tries the middle. He's going left side. He's got one to beat already. He makes a juke. He's gone. 74, the only man to beat. Turns on the Jets. He gets his arm on him. Not enough to bring him down. The 10-5. Touchdown, Longhorns. 12 seconds in. Longhorns already lead 6-0. No laundry on the field. The touchdown stands. Here comes the PAT. Bennett has been absolutely explosive and electrifying all season. Then rather than pooching it short, they do kick it deep. Basically untouched. Had one to beat. Sheds the arm tackle there by 74 for the Buckaroos and walks into the end zone. And they fake it. Flip back to Bennett. He passes intended for Shepperson there and right through his hands. Failed PAT. But with 9:48 on the clock here early in the first quarter, your Longhorns already out to a quick 6-0 lead. And that's what it's been basically all year for the Longhorns. Scoring fast, scoring early, and in bunches. Longhorns come in averaging nearly 4 times the amount of points that the teams have been scoring this season. It'll be Bennett teeing it up now as he just returned the kickoff. Now he will be doing the kicking duties. That's the fun thing about 6-man. You see people all over the field. Jack of all trade players out here. Longhorns are locked and loaded. The kick's up. And over end kick into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. And the Buckaroos will get started here on offense, and we'll get to see this very stout Longhorn defense right to start. These two teams met earlier in the season with Meeteetse being the victor, that final score being 66-28. That was in Kaycee. Longhorns finished the season perfect, undefeated 8-0. Their only exhibition setback was when their long trip down to Texas, where they took on a tough Robert Lee team, matching them in touchdowns, falling just short just on failed conversions. There's a give there early to 74 for Kaycee. Busts 2 tackles before he's driven out of bounds by the Longhorns. That's Taylor Rouse. Pretty big, good-sized sophomore, 6'3", 165. That's a gain of about 8 on the play. Be second down. Kaycee comes in with 3-3 conference record, 4-4 overall. One of those losses coming to Meeteetse. And losing their last 3 to end of the year. Not coming in overly hot. Trying to get things turned around here in the playoff. We got sweep right, 74, it's Rouse again. He cuts back. He's met by 2 Longhorn defenders, not before picking up 3 yards, making it a very manageable third down here. 3rd and 1 for Kaycee. And early on, they're looking good. Sweep left, sweep right. Gains of 14 yards. Buckaroos come out under center. Dive to Rouse. He's met by a whole host of Longhorns driven back. I don't know if forward progress will grant him first down. It's close. And he did. He gets the first down and moves the chains. Looks like it's number 14 under center for Kaycee. That's Peyton Ferris, a 6'1 senior. Running the offense early here. Here we have, I guess, in 6-man a pro set. We got two spread to the left, 1 to the right, in the shotgun. 74 comes in motion. Gives a dive, speed sweep left. Here comes Rouse. He's got the corner. Johnson over there for the tackle, and he drives him out of downs, but not before a gain of another 6 yards. So early on here, we're seeing Kaycee being able to move the ball. No negative plays so far for him. Picking up bunches, and they're close to midfield. They're on the 46 now. And marching. 2nd and about 8. And it's 14 Ferris under center this time. 2 backs. They're trying to get things figured out. They get set. Counter to looks like 16 or 15. That's Faber, 6-foot junior. And he picks up about 3 on the play. He'll be 3rd down. Taken down right at midfield. Met by a group of Longhorn defenders there. And we're 3rd and 5, right at midfield. Kaycee with the ball. Kaycee with a slight size disadvantage, but so far holding their own up front against these Longhorns. Under center, speed sweep to 74. He gives 1 juke, gives a stiff arm to Shepperson, has nothing to do with it. He holds him up, and then looks like that's 85. Freshman Dalton Abar coming up to finish him off with only a gain of 1. 4th and about 3 for Kaycee. They're now in Meeteetse's side of the field. They're on Meeteetse's 47. And appears they will be going for it. We got receivers spread out to both sides. 4 backs in the backfield, trying to figure out what's going on. We now have, looks like, number 7. That's Dean Koo coming to the line. He's running the center duties here early. They don't punt. Looks like a punt formation. They do the double pitch back to Rouse, and he's met immediately by the Longhorns. Let's see. Shepperson finishing off. He was met initially. Looked like that's number 83 for the Longhorns. That's Scotty Sessions, sophomore, 143 pounds for the Longhorns. And they'll take over on the turnover on downs with good field position. They're on Kaycee's 30, and now we get to see the offense. If you weren't with us early, opening kickoff, Seth Bennett takes it to the house. Okay? Now it's Longhorns on D. We got Shepperson and the immediate upbacks. Bennett's deep. Shepperson takes the snap, pitches it, cut back by Bennett. He beats him. He's got a first down and more. Down to the 15. 12, taken out of bounds by a host of Kaycee defenders. And it'll be a first down. Longhorns now 1st and goal on the 12-yard line. We're only 2.5 minutes in here in the first quarter. 7:16 left. Longhorns on the 12-yard line and threatening. This goes to Shepperson, back to Bennett. He looks to pass, fires across the field. That's 30. Connor Johnson, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns. The field's clean. In the touchdown stands, 12-0 Meeteetse. 7:09 left of the first quarter. PAT ensuing. Bennett's now counting for 2 of the touchdowns. The passing touchdown and a return touchdown. And the PAT, the kick after, is good. It is now 14-0 Meeteetse. Here early, still early, not even 3 minutes into the first quarter. Longhorns are up 14-0. And it's been Bennett early and often already. Opening kickoff return for a touchdown, and there he sets up, finds Connor Johnson across the middle of the field. He now has 1 return, 1 passing touchdown. Connor Johnson with the receiving touchdown. And Bennett will now be on kickoff duties once again, where he has had numerous touchbacks on the year, not even giving the team the chance to return the ball. It's teed up, horns are locked and loaded. Big end-over-end kick. And that's into the end zone for another touchback. And now the Buckaroos will get their second chance on offense here. After the turnover on Dan's last time, they'll be starting out right at the 15-yard line. Kaycee back on offense here. Shotgun formation, the snap, speed sweep to the left side, and he is drilled over there after a short 2-yard gain. That looks like Scotty Sessions and number 5, Alex Poole on the stop for the Longhorns. Gain of 3, be about 2nd and 12 now for Kaycee. Buckaroos approach the line. A tight set here. 14 under center still. That's Ferris. Counter to 74 Rouse. He tries the right side. Gets a nice block there. But he is forced out of bounds. That's 85 A-Bar, forcing him out of bounds. But not before a gain of about 11, maybe 12. It's close to first down. And it is first down, Kaycee. The huddle's broken. Kaycee comes back to the line here. Big gain after that last play, looking to capitalize. They're on their own 32-yard line. First down. Roll out sweep. He's passing. He sees it. He finds 32. Oh, in and out of his hands. He had the catch and room to run. Couldn't quite bring it in. That was 32. Peter John Bennett couldn't quite handle the pass there for Kaycee. If he had the catch, he had a first down plus some. Shotgun formation, direct pass here. He rolls out, passes intended for 81 for Kaycee. That's Reed Stafford. But a little bit behind, he couldn't quite bring it in. It's now third down, 15 to go for Kaycee. Unable to gain any yards. They've had some positive plays early on. They go to the air the last 2 times. 2 incompletions. Sweep left to Rouse again. Couple stiff arms, shakes a couple tacklers. The Longhorns finally rally him out. Still don't get him to the ground, but do force him out of bounds. I think it's about a 1-yard loss. As a host of Longhorns were there to force him out of bounds. Couldn't bring him to the ground. He's a big kid. That's 74 Rouse for Kaycee. Only a sophomore. They like to hear that. He'll be around for a couple more years. I would think deep back in their own zone, their own 30, I would imagine they'd punt here. Meeteetse has no one back, just in case for the fake. They will punt, and it's blocked. That's Bennett rising high and blocking it, and recovered there by 22 from Meeteetse. That's Zach Bragg. So they do decide to punt, and they can't hold their blocks. Bennett, quite the athlete, soars over the blockers, gets the block, recovered there by Bragg, and it'll be first down Meeteetse on Kaycee's 25. Already up 14-0. We're only 4 minutes in here to the first quarter. It's Bennett deep in the backfield, shotgun formation, Smith in motion, fake to give. No, they do give it to Smith, had me faked up here, and he carries a tackler down to the 8-yard line. Just shy of the first down, be about 2nd and 1. Longhorns come into the year with quite the rushing offense. 8th in the state right now, which may seem odd to you. As being the #1 team in the state, they aren't necessarily ranked the highest in statistics, but hey, it's not the stats that matter, it's the win-loss record, and that's what they've done so well all year. Bennett to pass. He finds Johnson again, and Johnson makes a move, one jab left, and into the end zone. The second time, Bennett to Johnson hookup, and that's another touchdown Longhorns. 20-0 now, 5:40 left here in the first quarter. And that's what Bennett can do. He can beat you with the legs. He beats you with the arm. Johnson runs a good route, good hands. He didn't make it easy, folks. I mean, he had to shake a defender there to get in there. Extra points up by Bennett. And wide left. No good. But Longhorns still lead. 20-0. 5:40 remaining here early in the first quarter. Meeteetse has an offense that has averaged 365 yards a game this season. Kaycee actually coming in averaging more at 376. But so far, it's been the Meeteetse's stout defense, 3rd in the state, only allowing 151 yards a game. That seems to be the difference. Not letting Kaycee's offense get going here. Oh, and a little tricky little onside kick there. Oh, and just goes out of bounds, trying to catch Kaycee off guard. Bennett got maybe a little too much heavy leg on it. Rolls out of bounds. That'll be a flag, and Kaycee will get great field position here to start this drive. Sweep to 15. He gets by one tackle. Abar gets a left shoulder and then forced him out of bounds. Gain of about 8 on first down there for Kaycee. Be 2nd down, about 7. And they cross midfield now into Meeteetse territory. They're on Meeteetse's 36. Out of the gun here is Kaycee. Direct snap, they're going to pass. He's still got tons of time. Shepperson relies a little pressure. Goes with under route to 7. He makes a dart to the sideline, and he's drilled. Great form tackle there by Bennett to stop him short of the first down. No chance in breaking that tackle. 3rd and about 3 now after about the 6-yard gain there for Kaycee. Being the short field, no matter what, it's probably 4 down territory here for Kaycee. And they kind of have a spread formation. Center's the only guy on the line. They go snap back to the quarterback. Now he's eligible to run, and he will. That's 74 Rouse. He's dragging a tackler, but then he's uprighted by 2 Meeteetse defenders there, and he is short of the first down. 4th and about a yard now for Kaycee. And this is crunch time. If the Longhorns can get a stand here, they'll get the ball back, where they've scored every time they've touched it so far this game. 4:20 left here in the first quarter. Longhorns already up 20-0. And Kaycee's forced with a tough 4th and 1 here. They're on Meeteetse's 30-yard line. They go with a tight formation, looking to go run probably a little power. Let's see what they do. 14 under center. He dives it right to Rouse. Rouse tries the right side and met by a group of Meeteetse Longhorns, and I think he's got just enough for a first down. We'll wait for the spot, and yes, official makes the signal. It is first down. Longhorns got on him, ganged up on him, but the big Rouse was able to carry him for just far enough to get the first down. It's now first down for Kaycee on Meeteetse's 28. They go with the same formation once again. 14 under center. He takes it, drops straight back, pass. Now he's forced to, he can't run right away. Fumble! Recovered by the Longhorns, that's Bennett. And when you're overmatched against such a powerful team, you cannot be turning the ball over. Buckaroos put the ball on the field, and Bennett, Johnny on the spot, recovers the fumble. Be now first down, Longhorns, with their worst field position of the game. They're back on their own 28-yard line, but nonetheless they have the ball. They end the drive, forcing a turnover, something they've done well all year. And that's Jasper Smith with the give. Tries to fight. He does break one tackle, breaks another tackle, tiptoeing the sideline, stays in bounds, and that's touchdown, Meeteetse Longhorns. Jasper Smith with a very nice run, breaking several tackles right on the sideline. Great footwork, tiptoeing through the tulips, and finds the end zone. 26-0 now, Longhorns. With the PAT ensuing here, Bennett will try to put this one through the uprights, it appears. 3:25 left. Snaps down, ball's placed, looks to be left from here, and it is wide left. Nonetheless, Longhorns lead 26-0, still 3:25 left in the first quarter. That's a 52-yard run by Smith after I do the math here in my head. He went from 28 to goal line. Those of our viewers who don't know, six-man field is shorter than the guys you see on Sunday. $80 yards compared to the traditional 100 you see, which makes it quite exciting and fun to watch. Points are put up at an enormous rate. Sometimes you think it's a basketball score, but no, we're still in football season. And Bennett will tee it up here again for the Longhorns, where his first 3 kickoffs have all been for touchbacks, not even giving them a chance to return. A little bit lower end over end, but he drives it even deeper than the previous, into the back of the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. $3:25 left in the first quarter, already 26-0 Meeteetse. The Buckaroos of Kaycee looking to get something going. Last drive, they were marching down the field, and a fumble cost them. Turned it over. The next play, Longhorns go 52 yards for a touchdown. Kaycee, known to be a running team, 28 times a game, has been airing it out early. And they'll get back to their strength. Run and sweep here to 74 Rouse. He tries to get around the corner. And he's drug out of bounds by 15 for Meeteetse. That is Jacob Allen, 6'3" junior. In for the Longhorns, makes the tackle. Rouse there with a gain of about 8 yards, making it a nice 2nd and 7. Buckaroos break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. 7, Dean Koo, playing center. Sweep right. This is number 15, Hayden Faber with the run. And he's met there by 22. That's Zach Bragg for the Longhorns. Gain of about 2.5. We'll give him 3 on the play. Bringing up 3rd and 3 for Kaycee. Once again, we're seeing the running game being the strength of Kaycee. Last couple possessions, they went to the air. That's what kind of halted their drives. Let's see if they try to keep it on the ground. They come off the line, not breaking the huddle real quick. Looks like they're trying to slow the pace here a little bit. Meeteetse's been on them fast from the beginning. We got a pitch left, and that's 15, losing his footing there. We have had quite a bit of snow here in the last month in Meeteetse. The field probably still holding some of that moisture. So instead of maybe a possible 1st down or easier 4th down conversion, they lose a couple yards. 4th and 5 now. They're backed up on their own 25-yard line. And trips right here. They put Rouse in motion. And they fake it, looking to pass. 7's wide open. They get it to him underneath, and Poole has to tackle, and I do see a flag there. I believe that's going to be on Poole. I think he might have snuck his hand inside the pads, get called with the horse collar tackle, which would be a huge gain for Kaycee. And the ref's talking to him here. We're still waiting for official signal up here in the booth, explaining their options. Personal foul, correct me, it was not a horse collar. Face mask got even higher than I thought from up here. Tack on the extra yardage, and that'll take Kaycee all the way down to Meeteetse's 30. So in one play, they've completely swapped fields now. They opt not to punt on 4th and 5, pick up the 1st down. Alex Poole with the face mask, and now they're in business on Meeteetse's 30. They're in the shotgun. They'll pass again. 83 applies the pressure. They go to Rouse again, and Connor Johnson there with the solo tackle. Gain of about 7 or 8. This is what Kaycee's done early on. 1st, 2nd down, picking up 7, 8 yards. 3rd and 4th have been their trouble part, but credit the Longhorn defense being able to shut them down. Second and about 7 now for Kaycee. Slowing the pace, seems to be working it. Sweep left to 15, he cuts back. And he's tackled in there by number 85, that's Abar again. And it's going to be close to another Kaycee 1st down. And the chains are already moving. 1st down Kaycee, they're on the 15-yard line. This is the deepest they've been in Meeteetse territory. Last time they were down close to here, they fumbled it. Longhorns would love to force another turnover here. Tight formation, they go dive to Rouse. And he's met by Shepperson and now the rest of the Longhorns. Still not on the ground, but they'll call forward progress stopped there. Loss of about 2, maybe even 3. So right when the Longhorns need something to happen, they don't get a turnover, but they do get a tackle for loss, and now Kaycee's backed up to their 19. And that's the end of the 1st quarter. Longhorns up 26-0. But the Buckaroos are threatening. And we're back here for the start of the second quarter. We left off with Kaycee driving on first down. They were stopped short with a loss of 4. And they'll go play action here. 14 rolls out, looking for the play to develop. Goes underneath, and bam! 74 holds on to it, but he's met immediately by a young freshman, Dalton Abar, who absolutely puts the boop on him. But it is a gain of about 7 for Kaycee. 3rd now and 12. Make it 13, actually. They came in only throwing the ball about 9 times a game. I'd say they've easily thrown that by now. "14, sweep to 74 Rouse. He tries to dance with 81. That's Jasper Smith. He holds him up and doggy pile with 4 Longhorns on top of him. And that's a loss of 4. It'll now be 4th down and about 19. Not even 4th down. That's 4th and goal. They got to put it in the end zone here, or it will be a turnover on downs. You got a spread out setup. Coach there for Kaycee. That's Dennis Sipe. Looks to be directing traffic from the sideline here. They're trying to spread the Longhorns out. They go deep snap. Pass again. 2-man rush. They dump it off. It's Rouse. He breaks 1 tackle. He's got Shepperson on his back. Tries to break another, but no, he can't get through. Abar's hit at the legs and Shepperson on the back. That'll be a turnover on downs. 1st down now, Longhorns. They take over on their own 15-yard line. And they, like I said, they've scored every time they've touched the ball so far this game. We're early on here in the second quarter, though. Clock stops on the turnover and downs. 8:23 left. Longhorns up 26-0. Bragg at center. Bennett's in the backfield, joined by Smith. He went off for the 52-yard run for a touchdown last possession. They go fake dive. Bennett rolls out, tries to evade it, picks up a nice block, dances around, and he finds Smith with a 15-yard pass. And Smith has a nice move, picks up a block. Great downfield blocking by Alex Poole. And again, Smith with a very deep, nice run. 65-yard touchdown reception, Jasper Smith. Bennett is fancy on his feet. He breaks 2 tackles in the backfield, picked up a nice block by his center, Zach Bragg. Finds Smith, 15 yards downfield. Smith made the first defender miss, and then great downfield blocking by his other receivers. Alex Poole down there all the way down the field, picking up a very nice block, and he walks into the end zone. 32-0 now, Meeteetse, and here comes the PAT. They won't be kicking this one. Looks like they're going to settle for the 1. We go pass. Oh! Pitch pass, and he can't hook up with Jasper Smith in the back of the end zone. Failed PAT. But the Longhorns do come out. Again, first play on the possession after the turnover on downs and go 65 yards on the pass play from Bennett to Smith. And it's now 32-0. Meeteetse Longhorns over Kaycee Buckaroos. 8:07 left in the second quarter. Bennett will tee it up here for the Longhorns. All his kicks so far have been for touchbacks, not even giving the Buckaroos a chance for a return game. Meeteetse comes into this game with their average margin of victory being 53 points. And they're out to a 32-0 lead with 8 minutes left still here in the second quarter. Another touchback there for Bennett. And the Buckaroos will start this possession from the 15-yard line. They got deep in Meeteetse territory last possession, all the way down to the 15. They get first and goal. All the way down to first and goal, and they didn't have a positive play after. They turned it over on the 15. 2 big losses, and then they picked up a little bit on 4th down, but too little. Went back over to the Longhorns. Let's see if they can get something going again. Sweep left to Rouse. He's been doing some heavy carrying for Kaycee. Once again, he's met by 77 Shepperson and forces down of bounds. He is a tough kid to bring down, only a sophomore. Gain of about 8 there, be 2nd and 7. Once again, a nice gain on first down for the Buckaroos. They come in with a tight formation. Rouse and 15. Hayden Faber in the backfield. 14 Ferris is at QB. Oh, they get jumped up in the backfield. And he's met by, looks like Shepperson and Allen there for the Longhorns. Looks like no gain on the play. And now be 3rd and 7 for Kaycee. And we had a nice fall day going on. The sun was out and shining, and it's just beginning to go hide behind the mountains. And with that, I already feel a little bit cooler here in the booth. Lights are on. 14's back to pass. Allen and Shepperson apply pressure. He's got all day. Finally finds 7, and Bennett's right there to meet him for an 8-yard loss. The big open field, so few players on it, it's not odd to see a guy have lots of time to pass. Feels the pressure, dumps it off, which some of these dump-off passes can go for deep, which we've seen already. But Seth Bennett's right on the spot. Stays home, makes a great tackle. And that's a loss of 8, and it's all the way 4th and 15. And with Kaycee back deep in their own zone, they're going to have to punt this one. Bennett goes back. Nearly blocked. Pretty big, high, good hang time punt. Lands at the 50, takes a big, big hop. Not the best bounce, though. And that'll be down right at about the 36-yard line of Meeteetse's. And now the ball's back in Meeteetse's offense hands, where, like I said already, every time they've touched it, they've turned it into points. The last 2 possessions, it took 1 play and they went in. Smith with a run of 52 yards and a pass of 65. Pulls out to the left here. Snap to Shepperson, pitch back to Bennett. He's looking to run. He finds a seam, turns on the Jets. He's got 1 to beat. Runs through that tackle. He's got 1 coming on his backside, and he just outruns the whole defense. And for the 3rd possession in a row, we have a touchdown on the first play, but there is, this late in the year, there's no dandelions on that field, so it's got to be a flag. And it looks like they're signaling a hold. Heck of a run. Great individual effort by Bennett there, breaking some tackles. Looked like the defense had him in pursuit, and he simply outran them. Great athlete, great speed, and definitely showing off some strength there as well. But it is a holding for Meeteetse. They'll back him up 10. Still be first down with now long 25 to go. First down and 6-man takes 15 yards. They're backed up now on their own 25. 6:17 left in the second quarter. Meeteetse's up 32-0. Same formation, pull out to the left. Shepperson and Smith in the backfield with Bennett behind them. They do a cadence of 2, looks like the similar play. They block. Bennett goes off 1, he changes fields. Shakes a would-be tackler, picks up a great block by Connor Johnson, still on his feet. Crossing fields, now he's got 1 to beat. And he's finally wrestled down after a huge gain. That's 74 Rouse all the way down the field, getting the tackle at the 5-yard line. I'd like to say it was just all individual effort, but he picked up some great blocks, especially a blindside hit by 30 Connor Johnson that sprung him for a good 20 more yards. So we go from the penalty backed up to 1st and 25 on their own 20, and just like that, they're all the way down to the 7-yard line. Official timeout. Pitch to Saperson. He flicks it back to Bennett. And there, Kaycee had the right defense dialed up. Bennett may have had it if he stayed outside. He tries to cut back in, and he stopped. Does gain about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. With this lineup out there, looks like Meeteetse definitely has a size advantage. Looks like 22, even McGivney out there. 5 foot, 100-pound freshman in there for Kaycee. He's right in the middle of the formation. Give to Smith, takes the left side, goes untouched. Touchdown, Meeteetse. That's Smith's 3rd possession in a row with a touchdown. And the Longhorns now lead 38-0 with 5:15 left in the 2nd quarter. PAT to follow here. They bring out the box. Looks like they'll be trying to kick this one through. Snap on the box and blocked. And that PAT's no good. But the touchdown still is, and it's 38-0 Meeteetse. Meeteetse comes in averaging 70 points per game. They're already over halfway there, and we're not even halfway through the game. We aren't even halfway through the 2nd quarter. 5:15 left in the 2nd quarter, 38-0. Meeteetse has the lead. Bennett will be kicking off. He's got it teed up. Big end-over-end kick. Drives back number 1 of 10th Fleet. That's Rio Stafford. And it's another touchback. No chance of a return game so far for the Buckaroos. And they'll start on their own 15. Meeteetse, should they win this game, would host next week's playoff game as well before the state finals would be down in Laramie. Four guys in the backfield starting out here.
Count it. Come on. Count it. Count it. There it is.
Snap back. Rouse takes it. He pitches it to 14. Thought he might pass. Now he runs. Evades one tackler. And it looks like Smith and 85 A-Bar force him out of bounds after about a 7-yard gain. That was 14 Ferris with the run. Once again, Kaycee very meticulous as they approach the line of scrimmage. Seem to be taking their time. Trying to slow it down. Sweep to Rouse. Evades the one arm tackle there. That was 83 for Meeteetse Scotty Sessions through his arms, but Abar and Poole finish him off. But not after a big enough gain. It'll be first down now for Kaycee. Coming out with this drive looking pretty good. 2 plays, they already got a first down. And they walk to the line of scrimmage. They're on their own, 31-yard line. 4:14 left in the second quarter. Sweep with 15. Flags down. He's shoved out of bounds by 77 Shepperson. Gain of about 5. Now let's wait on the penalty flag. And it'll be a holding against the offense. And that'll take him back 10. Now it'll be 1st and 25. So they get something going, and then they shoot themselves in the foot a bit here and back them up 10. Koo at center. He's looking to snap back to 14 Ferris. Then the shotgun. Rouse comes in formation. They give it to him. Speed sweep left. Bennett tries to get to him. He can't get to him. Abar can't get to him. Finally forced out of bounds by 5. Poole. Gain of 10, though, there for Rouse. Be now 2nd and 15. He gets back close to the original line of scrimmage after the holding penalty. Gain of 9. 2nd and 16. And they come to the line of scrimmage. That's 14, and looks like John Bennett and Ferris in the backfield here. Oh, looked like a legal motion. No flag, though. They go for pass, looking for 7, and Smith jumps the route. He gets a pick, and now he's looking for more after. Looking for blockers. Bennett gets one. Cuts backfield. They look to have a beat on him, and they do. They force him out of bounds. That's 32. John Bennett forcing Smith out of bounds after the interception, and a nice return, taking it down to Kaycee's 14-yard line. I don't have an exact count on the turnovers, but besides the turnover and downs, I know they have a fumble recovery and now an interception. Something that obviously Kaycee can't afford to do against the likes of a Meeteetse team. And here comes Meeteetse, which still has scored in every possession, and they're in threatening territory. On the 15 of Kaycee. Bennett and Smith in the backfield. Everybody else is spread out. They go direct snap. Screen to Poole, right up the middle. Gets a block there from Johnson right at the goal line. I think Rouse might have had him. He gets a good shoulder on him. Poole goes straight up the gut. Touchdown, Longhorns. 44-0 now, Meeteetse. 3:28 left here in the first half. And with one more score, we're at the half-century mark, folks. Here comes the PAT attempt. It looks like they might just go for 1. And if this point is good, we'll be at 45-point lead, which here in Wyoming 6-man football comes second half. Team leads by 45. It'll be the nonstop clock. Bit of a mercy rule. And they go option fake, dive up the middle, and there we are at 45. That point is good. And now if the Longhorns can shut the Buckaroos out the rest of the half, we will have the running clock here in the second half. But scoring does not come easy to these Longhorns. Their defense only allowing 16.5 points a game. Many of those coming in second halves, when oftentimes the second string guys, younger guys, are getting some playing time after their top players have built a quite large lead. We may be seeing that here. First round, Quarterfinal action, 6-man Wyoming football. Bennett will tee it up. Every kick so far has been for a touchback. I don't know if the horse on that leg is tired or not, but he'll try to put another one for a touchback. High end over end. Oh, and that one was only about half a yard into the end zone, but they called for a fair catch, so it's a touchback. Kaycee will take over on their 15-yard line. 3:27 left here in the second quarter. Looking to get some points, trying to get that clock to make sure it stops in the second half, see if they can't make it competitive. Longhorns trying to shut them out. Come out of this first round action with a nice victory, keep all their guys healthy, move on to next week. First down, 15 to go. Kaycee breaks the cuddle. They'll start on their own 15. Sweep left here for Kaycee. New running back in the game. That looks like 33. Brandon, hope I get this right. Tihow, 5'11", 145-pound junior. He goes left, gains about 3. It'll be second down for Kaycee. 3:20 left here in the first quarter. Or second quarter. First half.
Here we go, D.
Bunched up, tight formation here. Rouse is at the tailback, and there goes sweep to Rouse. Smith blows up the lead blocker and gets the tackle. Usually see the linebacker, he'll take out the lead blocker, he gets Phil to take him out. Jasper Smith takes matters into his own hands. Sheds the blocker and records the tackle. Gain of about 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Kaycee. 3 minutes left now here in the second quarter. Trying to get down, see if they can't score. Put some points on the board. They walk up to the line. They have 2 backs in the backfield. Offset. Fake. Naked bootleg. He's got a guy underneath. He's not there. He looks back cross field. He's got someone deep. No, he goes middle of the field. And he had Rouse. Throw looked to be actually pretty accurate, but Rouse couldn't hang on to it. It hits the floor, and it'll be incomplete. If the guy saw him running up the opposite sideline, he had a guy snuck behind Jasper Smith in the Longhorn defense. He went middle route for the first down and couldn't quite hook up with Rouse, and it's now 4th and 10. Kaycee makes some subs here. I would think deep back in their zone they might punt, but hey, when you're down this much, you got nothing to lose. We'll see what they do. They're spread out. Little deep shotgun set with, and they're going to pass. They're going for it here. Shepperson stays with him. They go deep across field. He's got a man. And broken up right at the last second by Abar, and Poole is there as well. Incomplete. And Longhorns will take over on Kaycee's 20. He had a guy for a second. Good thrown ball. But the Longhorn defense, Abar and Poole, athletic enough and quick enough to close on the ball at the last second and get that deflection. Longhorns take over here. 2:26 remaining in the first half. 45-0 they lead, trying to add to it. They've scored on every possession so far. Kaycee gets a late substitution. He's in. Poole checks the receiver. He's on the line of scrimmage. Snap to Shepperson. Flows back to Bennett. He's looking to pass. He's still looking. Nobody comes open. Now he's thinking about running. Nope. Puts it back down. He's going to pass, and he's got Smith wide open cross field. Touchdown, Longhorns. 51-0 stands the score with 2:15 now remaining in the first half. And the box is out, and they'll be attempting the PAT here. they go for the kick, it's worth 2. A little bit different than normal football. They run a normal play, that's only 1. You got to kick it, and it's worth 2. Iffy looking snap there. And that kick never even got higher than the lineman. No good. But with 2:15 remaining here in the first half, the Longhorns are up 51-0. If they hold this lead into the second half, we will have the mercy-ruled running clock. It still applies even in the playoffs. The last kick was a touchback, but only snuck a yard deep into the end zone. We'll see if he puts this one deeper or if the Buckaroos will have a chance to return one. Bennett tees it up. Oh, he got a lot of T on that one. The ball short. Takes a big bounce, and he still gets the touchback. Not the most traditional ways. The ball landed about the 20, took a friendly bounce, and rolled in after it was misplayed by the Kaycee return man. And touchback, it'll be first down Kaycee. They'll get the ball at the 15-yard line with 2:15 left here in the first half. Number 1 defense still in there for Meeteetse. I don't know if there's some confusion in the backfield or not with the Kaycee players. Now they look to have it figured out. Rouse gives the cadence. Here comes the snap. Goes to the up man. He pitches it back to Rouse. Good flow here by the Longhorns. And Rouse is met by a host of them. He gets 5 on the play. Stays in bounds, and the clock will keep running here. 2 minutes now left in the second quarter. Gain of only about 2. I thought 5 originally. 2. Second and 13. Same formation. Pitch once again goes to the up man. 33 takes it, and he's looking to pass. And he does. And his pass sails high. Some contact there on the receiver. That was Abar defending 81, Stafford. But I think that one was a little high, and they may have deemed it uncatchable. No flag on the play. Third down now and 13. And we have a timeout. Kaycee with 1:33 left here in the second quarter. Meeteetse leading 51-0. Third and 13 after the timeout. And we're out of the timeout here. Kaycee looking to set up here. That's 14. Ferris taking the snap here. Sweep, looking to set up the reverse. He just hands it off, and it looks like they might have some running room. 32. One to beat. Oh, and snagged in there by Abar and Poole. Close to the first down. 15 Allen thought he had a chance to get it, but that was 33, I believe, on the run. Brandon Tehow. Nice gain, 15 and first down for the Buckaroos. Trying to get something going, put it in the end zone here with 1:20 left in the first half. They had to go to the trickery for the nice gain, but hey. And it's intercepted by Bennett. They did play action, tried to hit the underman after Shepperson applied the pressure, and Bennett jumped the route. And just when Kaycee starts getting something going, they turn it over again. So now you give the Longhorns the ball, 1:03 left. They scored every time they touched it. And they're on. Kaycee's 25. A brisk Northwest Wyoming breeze just settling in. Luckily, we got a door up here in the crow's nest. Thank you, Mr. Tom Loveland, for shutting that, keeping us warm. And they're looking to set up deep. It's Bennett to Smith again in the first play. They hook up on the wheel route. Touchdown, Longhorns. 57-0, and folks, we're not even out of the first half yet. That play took 7 seconds. Coach Jensen, I saw his board before the game, and he said, play fast, play fast, play fast. And that's what the Longhorns have came out here and done. Playing fast and scoring early and often, every time they've touched it. PAT's up. That one looks good, and it is. Hopping through the uprights, that's good for 2. 59-0. Meeteetse Longhorns lead the Kaycee Buckaroos. And you can only wonder if maybe the Longhorns somehow can force a turnover, maybe even sneak out some more points here in the first half. 56 seconds after only taking 7 on that last play. It's not taking them long to do it. A bit of a muffed kick last time for Bennett, but still with a nice bounce. Ended in a touchback. We'll see what they do here. They did try an onside earlier. I don't think they'll do that now, but you never know. Bennett has it teed up. Longhorn spread out. And high, end over end, short of the end zone, and a muffed kick. That's a live football. But number 1, Stafford was able to recover his mishandle there. But with that, they'll have some very tough field position starting on their own 7 with 52 seconds left here in the second quarter. Longhorns number 1 D comes out. Seeing maybe if they can't jump another route, force a fumble, get another touchdown on the board here before half. Kaycee breaks the huddle here. Tight formation. You wonder if maybe they're just going to take a knee. Nope, they'll dive it. Oh, and we do have a ball in the field. Fumble. Rouse is there to recover it. See if Jensen uses his timeouts. Maybe he wants the ball back one more time. He doesn't make the signal. Looks like he's happy with the 59-0 lead. And that's just a good act of class and sportsmanship. He could have taken the timeouts, tried to get one more score, but hey, you're up 59-0. I think he's pretty comfortable. They go sweep right, left here. Poole's got the beat. Oh, and he sticks him. Great heads-up solo tackle there by Alex Poole. He's maybe a $150 soaking wet, but gosh dang, he looked like a 185-pounder, stout young man on that tackle. That's a loss of 2. And that looks like that'll be the last play of the first half. And it is. End of the first half here in Meeteetse, Wyoming. Quarterfinal. First rounder by Stafford, and we'll have our first return here of the game Abar looks to have a beat on him, and he does. Drives him out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Oh, excuse me. And Kaycee will take over. First down here on their 17-yard line. Down 59-0, trying to get something going here in the second half. Like we said earlier, the clock will be running. Young Dace Bennett out there on the tee retrieval duty. He's been busy. Young fourth grader here in Meeteetse. And we go sweep left here. And Johnson looks to overrun the play, but still makes a nice tackle there for the Longhorns. Gain of about, loss of 1, maybe 2. Loss of 2 on the play, as that buckaroo was not able to cut it upfield. Clock will roll. We're already down to 8:40 left here in the third quarter. Under center here are the Buckaroos. Sweep right. That's 32. Shepperson looks to have to beat. He over pursues, but Johnson's there to clean it up. 2 tackles in a row for Johnson, and another loss of about 1 on the play for Kaycee. It'll be 3rd and 18. We start out the second half. Looks like the first team defense still in for Meeteetse. They haven't seen a full game for a while here this season. Getting those younger guys some great playing time and experience in these second halves after they've built these big leads. Sweep here to Rouse. He had a nice first half. He cuts and reverses Fields, but Smith's there, and he actually runs Smith over, but he hangs on and is able to bring him down. Gain of about 7 on the play, but it is 4th down. 4th and 13. Down 59-0. I don't know if they'll punt or go for it here. They're deep in their own territory on their own 20. They're late to get some substitutions in, and they look to be in a punting formation, and they will. Quick punt. Nobody back from Meeteetse to return. Takes a Meeteetse bounce, and it'll be down there by Kaycee on Meeteetse's 36-yard line. And the Longhorns will take over here, first down. First time they touched the ball here in the second half. Every possession they had in the first half resulted in a touchdown. If the NFL was 6-man and I was a fantasy owner, I would want just about everybody on that Longhorn team. It was Smith and Bennett and Johnson who I believe accounted for every touchdown. And we break out, and it looks like we got second-team offense in here for Meeteetse. That's Abar running the offense, and he gives the 33. That is Owen Burbank, 5'4" freshman, seeing his first action of the game, and he's tackled for a 1-yard loss. So here we go. The first team, they get a rep in on defense, build a nice lead in the first half, and it looks like their Coach Jensen and Query are content with keeping them healthy on the sideline and letting these younger guys get some reps here in playoff football action. Pitch back here. This is Abar. He reverses Fields. He gets a block. Looks like we got a block in the back. Unfortunate, though, because he was able to pick up about 12 yards. But I believe that's 80 who they're going to call that on. That's the junior, Wilson Renner, for a block in the back. We'll wait for the official signal. And it is. Block in the back against Meeteetse. That'll back them up. With 5:50 left here in the third quarter. Clock does stop here. We have a penalty as they talk this through. While we have a break in the action, I'd like to give a shout out to and congratulate a great season by Meeteetse Longhorn Lady Volleyball Squad. Came up a little short last week in regionals, but a great regular season nonetheless. Go into regional play, the second seed out of their division. And even a bigger congratulations goes to head coach Kelsey Scolari as she garnered Northwest Region Coach of the Year. leading the Lady Longhorns to their first victory over rival Burlington in nearly 2 decades. So congrats to Coach Scolari and the rest of the Lady Horns. Amidst all that, the Longhorns were back in action, and A-Bar went for a deep pass across the middle, and that fell incomplete. So it's now 3rd and about 25 for the Longhorns. The up back is number 20, Andrew Mers, with A-Bar behind him. The pitch is to Mers. They go back to A-Bar. He reverses fields. And he's tracked down by 2 different Buckaroos, and it's 31 or 81. Reed Stafford with the tackle there. And they'll bring in the first team punt unit here. Meeteetse will. 4th and a mile. Deep in their own territory. No sense taking any chances here. But Kaycee won't send anybody back. Yep, yes they will. We got somebody going back to receive the punt. Bennett will do the punting. Big, booming, spiral punt. Great hang time, great bounce. Will it stay from going in the end zone? And it will. Shepperson will down it on the 1-yard line. Talk about a turn of events. Fabulous punt. And now they'll force Kaycee to take over and start this drive from their own 1-yard line.
You're supposed to request this song to the officials.
What?
You're supposed to request this song to the officials.
And now that I have Principal AD, Mr. Corey Jeffco, in front of me, I'd like to give a shout-out to his lovely wife and beautiful daughter at home, watching the game, hopefully. It's cold out here. Keep him bundled up and staying warm.
Thanks for the job, Amy.
Thanks for the job, Amy, Corey sends as he enjoys his dish of nachos.
He also sends his love home.
In case he takes over on the 1-yard line. Oh, play action, naked bootleg. Pass coming across the middle. Oh, nearly a one-handed snag there by 32, Peter John Bennett, the guy with more names than I have fingers, and he could have used some of those extra fingers to haul in that pass. It'll be 2nd down from the 1-yard line for Kaycee. Clock is still ticking. We're under 3 minutes now in the 3rd quarter. 59-0 Meeteetse. That last offensive possession for the Longhorns was the first this game where they didn't come away with a touchdown. But Bennett with a great punt sets it up. The Buckaroos deep in their own zone. Counter action here. Shepperson gets an arm on him and was able to corral him down for nearly no gain there. And it's now 4th down. The ball nearly only a football's length from the goal line. 3rd down, 3rd down. I read the sign wrong. As my vision squanders in the midst of the moonlight here on November 1st. Hope all you trick-or-treaters had a great Halloween last night. Goblins and ghouls and scary-looking fools everywhere. Sweep here. They get risky. Go in the end zone. And Rouse is able to bring it out of the end zone for a short, minimal gain there for the Buckaroos. Looked like Shepperson on his back with some other defenders. Bragg as well as he's coming up from the bottom of the pile. And now we have 4th down. 4th and about 14. And you'd think they'd have to punt, but it's risky business no matter what you do this deep. They're going to have to do whatever they're doing is operating out of their end zone. And it looks like they're going to punt. Let's see if the Longhorns come after it. They do. Shepperson's got a beat. Oh, he makes him think twice. A pump fake, and then the punt. I don't think I've ever seen a pump fake in the punting department. I do coach a little basketball, but it was pretty nifty, and it worked in their favor. He was able to get it away. But the Longhorns will have great field possession. They'll take over on about their Kaycee's 15-yard line. We'll have the second team offense getting their second chance, see if they can't get a touchdown on the board here. And they might only get one play off here before end of the 3rd period ends. We're clicking down here, 40 seconds left. Great turnout, great home crowd here. Staying here with despite the score. Oh, and the ball's on the ground, kicked around. Second team's a little sloppy here. You know, obviously probably aren't getting the majority of reps in practice. Hopefully they can come out nice and sharp. And that play might bring us to the end of the third quarter. We're at 18 seconds and counting down as they approach the line. We'll see if they snap it. Abar at quarterback, another low snap. It's fielded, turnaround, counter. That's Mers. He's wrapped up. Twirly, birdie, wordy, pick him up. Oh my goodness. And that's some sophomore action there, with Rouse clearly being the more physical and bigger one. Luckily, he's a good sport, doesn't throw Mers to the ground, and with that brings it to the end of the third period with the Longhorns still clinging, if we call it that, a 59-0 advantage. We'll be right back. Start the fourth quarter. And we're back here, starting the fourth quarter. Abar takes the snap. Third and a short three. He's looking to pass. He's dancing around, showing off his moves. Play's still alive. Finally throws it back to, and he gets the catch. He breaks a tackle. He switches hand. Sheds a couple tackles. Still on his feet. Crosses field. Being chased down. Is he going to make the end zone? And he does. A play that took about 20 seconds to score, with 15 of it before the play even got off to Burbank's hands. Abar keeps alive, dumps it off, and Burbank does the rest, taking it to the house. And the score now, 65-0 Longhorns as they come out to make their PAT. Looks like they'll go for the traditional six-man one here. Abar back, Burbank's the up man. Go to Burbank, pitch to Abar, looking to pass. He reverses field, sheds that would-be tackler. Now he'll pass, low for Burbank, I believe, again. But the Longhorns do score, and now it is 65-0 Meeteetse. And with that, my Caitlin Heiser, she enters Sandman on. As I was saying earlier, great crowd turned out here for the home team. Kaycee traveled all right over the mountain to come support their boys here. Quarterfinal playoff action. Bennett in to kick. He tees it up. Good line drive kick. It'll be fielded and brought out. Second return of the night here for Kaycee. And he's taken out at the ankles. That looks like 83. Scotty Sessions with the tackle. And the clock will keep ticking. We're at 9:30 and counting here in the fourth quarter of first round action here. Wyoming six-man football. Second team defense still in for the Longhorns. As Kaycee will take over. Seeing if they can put some points on the board here. Meeteetse wants to give him the shutout. Goes back, good lead block here. And Rouse with a nice run. He gains about 8 here before diving towards the 30-yard line. Second down now for the Buckaroos on their own 29. Don't forget, folks, this weekend, set those clocks back. Make sure you don't show up to work late on Monday. Be sure to turn those clocks back as we fall back here. Daylight savings time ending. Poole tries to tackle Rouse, but Rouse, once again, has showed all night, despite the score, he has been the one shiny spot here for the Buckaroos. Very strong runner and only a sophomore. They got to like to see that he'll be back the next couple years. And I hope his shoulders can handle the heavy load because he seems to be carrying this team tonight, and he will have to do so the next two as well. Not to say those younger players, though, they see that, get some good leadership, hit that weight room, get inside the off season, and they'll be back here in the playoffs next year. But tonight's about the Longhorns and their 65-0 point lead. And they're going to try to get a stop here. Kaycee driving, first down, sweep Rouse. He's going to his right side, trying to bounce it outside. There's Connor Johnson. He gets a lick on it. Finish it off there by 81, Jasper Smith. So it looks like we have a mix of some first stringers with some backups in now for Meeteetse. Some older guys with the younger guys, showing them the ropes a bit out there. And no better way than playoff action. Adrenaline runs on high. They know that what's on the line. Number one seed, they want to make themselves, teams proud, make this a memorable year. Great year it's been so far. Looks like that'll continue into next week's action as well. Next week would be the semifinal with that winner advancing to the state championship, which would be in Laramie. Down to 6:35 left in the ball game. And now Rouse is under center. We've seen him about everywhere else tonight. Why not? Oh, no, but they go shotgun snap. 14 going deep for Rouse. And Jasper Smith with a nice coverage, and the ball was passed behind him anyways. Incomplete. And that'll bring up third down. 3rd and 8 to go for Kaycee. They're on the Meeteetse's 37-yard line. Looking to cash in here. Looks like both teams are set. Here comes a snap. Rouse in motion. Low snap. Dive. Sweep left. Sweep left. He's got a lot of green grass. Smith misses the tackle. 83 Sessions able to get him out of bounds. Once again, he doesn't go to the ground. He's able to absorb hits pretty well. And now they're deep within Meeteetse territory after that run. It was 3rd down. Nice gain. Takes it all the way down to Meeteetse's 22-yard line. 5:20 left in the 4th quarter. Kaycee trying to get on the board. Avoid being shut out. And with that, looks like they want to talk things over. Don't want to risk a turnover. Make sure they have the right play drawn up. See if they can't get in the end zone tonight. And with that, we'll take a quick break. And Jukebox Hero and the Longhorns came alive tonight. Thank you, DJ, Miss Heiser over here, laying the beats on timeouts and intermissions. And it's first down here for Kaycee. They go to Rouse again. He's doing the heavy lifting. He's got green grass in front of him, well blocked downfield. And will he? He does. Spins out of arm tackle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kaycee Buckaroos. They're on the board, folks. With 5:07 left in the fourth quarter, it's now 65-6. Meeteetse with the lead. And it looks like they'll bring the block out too, attempt the 2-point kick. Clock stops for the touchdown. 5:07 left. Down, kick is up, and it's blocked. No good. 65-6, Meeteetse. Well on their way to the second round and semifinal action here of six-man Wyoming football. And you got to be thinking here, down as much, might as well go for the onside kick. See if we can't get a couple more scores for the Buckaroos here. Be surprised to play it deep. Looks like we have second-hand return team in here for the Longhorns, with many of their big guns standing on the sideline here. But we'll see what they do, if they kick it deep and want to get their young guys some defensive work, or if they'll try to go the onside kick and get an extra chance to score. 5 minutes left, 5:07 to be exact, with that running clock. Seems like time ticks so fast. It was a gorgeous day here, but as the sun set in the clear skies, a little breeze blew in, and it's quite chilly out now. And it does look like an onside kick, and they'll go attempt it. Oh, well done, up the middle. And it's recovered by Meeteetse. Fielded by Mers, and he actually gains about 5-6 yards in the return. Good hands there, and the Longhorns will take over. First down here, right near midfield, their own 38-yard line to get things started. 4:50 and counting. I'd like to say hello to all our viewers, not only Meeteetse, but around the basin. I know probably people glued in from all over checking in this action. We go sweep there with A-ball and Mers, and they can't handle the exchange. Actually falls on the ground before the Longhorns do recover. That'll be a loss of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 19. 4:15 remaining in the game. I'm sure Coach Jensen and Query would love to see their offense be able to end the game on this possession. Get a couple first downs, take a couple knees, and let this clock run out. They'll go to A-bar, looking to pass. Sessions is open. A-bar dances, avoids a tackle. He's going further back now. Now he passes. Lazy looper pass intercepted by Kaycee. That's number 85. I don't have an 85. I'll say 15. Hayden Faber. And he takes to the house for a touchdown, and it's now 65-12 Meeteetse after the turnover, pick 6 there for the Buckaroos. Now, I did say that Coach wanted them to end the game on offense, but I'm guessing in that same possession. Probably didn't have the pick 6 drawn up. He had Sessions open on the bottom of the field. Decided not to go there. Ran around, and then kind of a lazy pass floated in the air. Short pass, picked and ran to the house. They'll try the 2-point extra point kick here again. Last one was blocked. Snap, kick, low line drive, but it's good. Oh, but we have a flag on the play. I may have seen motion early. They might have to do this again. And it was either offsides or they waved the flag. I haven't seen a signal. Either way, it's now 65-12. Or 14, pardon me, that point conversion was good. 65-14. Meeteetse with the lead, 3:48 remaining. And I would expect to see the attempt of onside kick once again. The kicker did a nice job getting it to bounce last time, but it went a little too straight right into the hands of Mers of the Longhorns, and then he was able to get a little return on it. He's only a sophomore, and he's got pretty good agile feet and speed. And after shutting them out the first 3.5 quarters, Kaycee has now put up 14 points in about the last 2 minutes. 35's teeing it up. That's Tanner Kirchhoff, the junior. They go with the onside kick. Mers once again recover it, and he'll try to return it. And fumble. He recovered it, tries to go upfield, and it's stripped out of his hands, puts it on the ground, but he recovers his own fumble. And it'll be first down now, Longhorns, with 3:30 left here. Quarterfinal action, Wyoming 6-man football. Abar will lead the squad here. He was picked off last possession for the pick 6. Renner running center. That's Abar and Mers in the backfield. Burbank in motion. They'll give it to him. Oh, and Renner misses a block. And Burbank's pulled back by one arm. Oh! I thought they should have called the forward progress stopped. Instead, they let the play go on, and Burbank absolutely gets clobbered. The ball gets coughed out, and it's their ball. And I don't think Coach Jensen's too happy about that one. I thought he had him held up for quite some time there. They let the play continue, and Burbank took a shot. And with that shot, he unfortunately wasn't able to hold on the ball, and Kaycee recovers. The only miscues that Meeteetse's really had tonight come here late in the fourth quarter with the second stringers in. And looks like Coach Jensen has taken a timeout. He's getting some guys who play even less in. You don't hear of many 6-man teams having what I guess you could say a third option at positions, but it's good. It's a nice problem to have. That means the kids are out. They're having a good time with it, getting to spend time with their classmates. And so he spends a timeout with 2:20 left in the game, getting some extra kids in here. And the Longhorns are on defense. They'll try to defend here as Kaycee will start with the ball on Meeteetse's 27-yard line. And here we go, 2:20 left. At this snap, we'll get the clock rolling once again. Second half, it seems to just fly by with this running clock. Here comes motion. They're going to pass. Oh, great pickup of the blitz late. Backwards pass. That's a live football. And Kaycee, that's 33. Brandon Tiao decides to jump on it. Probably a smart play there. He had a Longhorn closing in fast. No gain on the play. It's second down. The clock's ticking, and we're under 2 minutes, folks. Tick, 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 tick. The clock keeps rolling, and Kaycee's trying to figure out a play here. I know they want to get in the end zone one more time. They've tasted it twice tonight. The Longhorns, many more times. Deep shotgun snap on its way. Here it comes. Pitch back to 14. Sessions got a beat on it. He gets there. They try the lateral. He's not down yet. The ball's still live. Wait. They call it dead. It looked live from up here, but the officials blew it dead. If you ask me, it doesn't make much sense. The fumble on Meeteetse should have been blown dead. This one should have been kept alive. I don't know. Either way, they'll say he's down. It'd be a loss of 5, 6, or 7 for Kaycee. And the clock, amidst all this, is still rolling. We're under a minute. Now they signal us to stop it. I thought they had him tackled for a loss. Now they're getting the ball right where they took off the last time. Not sure what happened there. Either way, 55 seconds, deep shotgun snap. Here we go. Pitch back to Rouse. Makes a juke. Oh, and upended very nicely there, 83, Scotty Sessions with the tackle. Loss of 1. Third down. 40 seconds. Clocks are rolling. And we're almost to the end here of the opening round of the Wyoming six-man playoff action. 1st of November, 2013. Longhorns have been dominant from the opening kickoff when Bennett took it to the house for 6, and they didn't slow down. Timeout here, Kaycee. They stopped the clock with 26 seconds left. They're trying to draw something up here that hopefully they can get in the end zone one more time. Coach Jensen, on the other hand, doesn't want to see him get in again. This kind of action, he wants to see the zeros on the end. He's okay with the 14. They got the comfortable lead, but like to end this one on a high note. Great teachable moments here for the backups that have been playing the majority of this second half. We'll have 3rd down and about 16 when we get back into action here. 26 seconds left. And here we go. This could be the final play of the game. We'll see how it shakes out. 81 comes from motion, shotgun snap to 14. He's looking to pass. He's looking deep. Abar's behind the play and is unable to break it up. It is complete to 74 Rouse, but they stopped the clock. There's a flag on the play. If it stands, the play will take him down to the 1-yard line. But no, we have a legal motion. I don't think they were set for a second count before the snap of the ball, and the big play will be all for naught. And now, unless an incomplete pass, I would think that this upcoming play will most likely be the last play of the game. 15 seconds left. The motion penalty will take him back 5. Great pitch and catch there for the Buckaroos. They would have been down on the 1-yard line. But the penalty brings them back all the way to the 45. And the clock is rolling. I'm thinking this is the last play. 14 rolls back. He's looking deep. It's well covered. He keeps it alive. He pitches it over to 7 in the center. He's taking off in a dead sprint. Here comes Merz. He's got him tracked down. Misses that tackle. Can we get the second tackle? We do. That is 85 Abar. And with that tackle, there's the final horn. Longhorns take the opening round of the Wyoming six-man football. 65-14 victors over the visiting Kaycee Buckaroos. Great game, start to finish for the Longhorns. They came out on the opening kickoff, took that to the house, and didn't slow up. Coach Jensen has to be pleased. And with this, the Longhorns move on next week to semifinal action. The game will be kicked off right here in Meeteetse, 7 o'clock p.m. Hope you all join us again. If you can't make it to the game, stay in, stay warm, and make sure you listen right here. Possibly 7 p.m. Watch the news. Read the papers. They'll have it posted as soon as they know. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Come support these Longhorns. Great season for those Buckaroos and those seniors. Safe travels back to Kaycee. Have a great night, everybody.